against Canada. They didn't just really had it going in that game. Good pass by Shoji. And a hit by Jendrik. Brand to Grozer. Easy pickup for Shoji. Falco against a triple. Tille. Out to Reichert. Grozer again. Terrific rally to start the opening set. Reichert with a hit. Christensen keeping it alive. And from the back row, there's a good little push by Manuel Katia. And finally, a finish from the Germans.
I think both sides will be hoping that not every rally is going to be like this, or we're going to have to use all of the benches. Lucas Marza makes the decision on the first play, on a good reception, that he commit blocks against Jeff Jendrik, knowing that the USA really like to use the middle of the court, run that first tempo early and establish their offense.
Lucas Marza coming off an 8-point performance and a block as well. And that loss against Canada, and they get an ace. So after a testy rally in the beginning, 2 straight points for the Germans.
A much simpler solution to winning points. The ace off the Brand serve. And looking for Jendrik to run wider now to overload the block against Georg Grozer.
A block against Jendrik. Christensen all the way out to Anderson, one of the more senior members of this USA national team. And point for Mwanga Tutia.
It's the spacing and variation. Marza follows the 7, the shoot set with Jendrik, and that opens up the space for Mwanga Tutia to run the ball down the middle of the court.
9 points for Mwanga Tutia versus Brazil, scored 4 against Iran. Anderson serves into the net.
The tough part for the USA is that just winning might not be enough. They need to win 3-0, 3-0 to give themselves the best chance of progressing to the VNL finals.
And again, that still hinges on losses for Argentina, Cuba, and I believe Serbia. And a nice hit by Anderson to make up for the service fault.
So they won't be thinking about that right now. All they're thinking about is how they get through this game as well as they can, and then have a potentially mouth-watering finale to their week against Japan.
Errors, one of the miscues for USA. They had 25 against Brazil. That's practically a set they gave away. Tille, Reichert, that's outside. Moritz Reichert, 5 points, was a starter in the first set against Canada, but came off the bench in the third. So the USA, they find a way off using the errors of Germany to tie this game at 3. Reichert pops it up. Tille all the way out to Grozer. Oh, Georg Grozer is shut down.
The ball drops just a little bit inside for Grozer on his attack. So having to make a big angle to work the ball off the block and can't quite get it outside the sideline.
So the USA, on a bit of a run, takes the lead for the first time here in the opening set. Tille, back to Grozer. They want to get it going. Finally knocks it in.
Yeah, the width is better. He has a better feeling for where the antenna is and the edge of the court and the angle he needs to take at the hitter, at the block, sorry. Takes the right hand of Jendrik. It's either going to go off him and out the left-hand side of the court, or better contact from the block sends it out to the right.
First point for the 39-year-old Georg Grozer. And USA on top again off another error from the Germans. Coach Winiarski will not be happy with the way this is starting. Here's a VNL vet, Jeff Jendrik. He's been with the national team for 9 years already. Tille, quick pass. And Tobias Krick, who didn't play against Canada, making his presence felt today.
Toby Krick out there connecting with his Berlin recycling, while his teammate Johannes Tiller and Moritz Reichert will be joining them next year in Berlin.
5-all. And again, too many freebies USA's been getting, allowing them to stay ahead. Fast favorite. You can hear the cheers inside the Volleyball Nations Arena as Micah Christensen gets to serve. Well, tit for tat. Germans get a freebie as well.
In the first game of the day, it's an earlier start. So for some of these players, not firing on all cylinders just yet, but I'm sure we'll be up to speed pretty quickly.
And it's pretty cold as well. A cold start at 11 in the morning local time here in the Philippines. Matt Anderson sending that one out.
I think in the Philippines you might have a different idea of cold to Europe. I was sweating as soon as I stepped outside the hotel this morning.
So Tobias Krick, 25 years old, one of the more younger players of Germany, serves it into the net. And it's a trend so far here.
Everyone's doing it. All the cool kids and everyone else trying to follow along with them.
Wangatatia, easier to call him Garrett. Garrett serving at 7-all, opening set. Not a good pass there. Now a push by Grosser, tiptoeing the center line.
A big foot fault.
Tried his best. A ballerina move.
It's a fair amount of mass to have to control. A very easy call.
So another error gives USA a 1-point lead. Followed by a freebie given up by Wangatatia. So we're tied at 8. Coach John Sparrow on your screens. It's been a roller coaster ride for the USA. At least in the last 4 games, they've won 2, but they've lost 2. So they've split their last 4 games. Another freebie, this time from the Germans, as they cough up a service fault. David Smith, 39 years old. Been in the Olympics thrice already. And this one, a good serve. So we'll end up in a chance ball for the Americans. Christensen, that was overpass. And a nice block coming from Jendrick. One-handed power push from Toby Brand. They're complaining about a violation. Tille out to Massa. Massa is blocked. Wait a minute. There's finally an error against USA.
The net fault being found. It's one of those things that for both sides, it's play the whistle. The referees are going to call what they're going to call. The ball there touching the antenna. We get to the end eventually. And we go to Brooklyn, 9-9.
Christensen. And Jendrick got it. And Jeff Jendrick, his second point of the game. Now serving is Matt Anderson. One of the highest paid volleyball players. You can Google that information. Nice hit. As Lucas Massa will knock it in. All. Very tight contest. Both teams exchanging side outs, or you can even say exchanging errors to earn a point. Anderson, yes! Bucks the trend, Matt Anderson, and scores for the USA by an attack.
The tempo that they run with Anderson on the right side is a little bit slower than they've been trying with DeFalco, and with Ensing when he's out there. Allows him to use those long levers a little bit more.
DeFalco. And back-to-back points. The first little 2-point run since the last, well, only 5 minutes. And the last thing the Germans want to see is USA starting to heat up. DeFalco had a nasty fall in their game against Iran, and looks a-okay now. thought he was going to take a day off after that. But not a problem for the 27-year-old TJ DeFalco. In the meantime, Georg Grozer will serve. A nice up coming from Eric Shoji. Back row attack, Anderson. Yes.
Fantastic reception by Shoji. Grozer looking in much better rhythm on his serve, drills it down the middle of the court, even a deflection off the net. Lovely overload play into Johannes Tiller's zone for Anderson on the pipe.
2 for Anderson and 2 for Jendrick, who's serving for the USA. Grozer, yes. Second point for Georg Grozer. Moritz Reichert serving. A pass by Anderson. Wangatutia hits. Zenger picked it up. Oh, terrific two-man block against Grozer. Christensen. There's David Smith knocking it in.
David Smith is a consummate professional. Has a great volleyball story. Starting his volleyball professional career in Germany with Rottenburg, and has been all over the place, and ends up playing for Champions League champions, Olympic champions. One of the great volleyball stories out there.
And if you saw that close-up of David Smith, he's wearing something on his ears. Those are hearing aids, and he is also very good at lip reading.
Which is sometimes very helpful when the coach is saying something in a loud gym.
USA on top by 1. Served by Tobias Crick. Anderson, wow.
Johannes Tiller, as best as he may try, it's really not a fair matchup, Anderson against Tiller. So expect that Michael Christensen will keep playing that ball. Lucas Marza has to stay with David Smith running the quick behind. So the idea there to really get a one-on-one, Anderson against Tiller.
2-point lead for the USA. Wangatutia serving to Reichert. Grozer. Wangatutia with a nice dig. DeFalco. Is there a block touch? There are 4 arms right there, but no finger touching the ball.
The risk of trying to play block out is that the block has to be where you expect it to be. Somehow DeFalco looks like it went between the 2 blockers.
So Johannes Tille with a serve. And terrific effort to save it for Christensen, and it pays off as DeFalco knocks it in.
It's automatic outside antenna. Yes, I have automatic.
That's absolutely correct from our referee from Bulgaria, Ivanov. The message comes up on the video review screen. The ball has traveled outside the antenna. No need for debate.
And 2-point lead restored for Team USA. Smith with a serve. Zenger passes. Very high tip coming from Grozer. Didn't like it as well. Anderson tips through 3 blockers. Pancake save is beautiful for Tille. Action continues. Combination play, and Wangatutia is turned away.
Great choice by Lucas Marza. He sees that Micah Christensen takes a quick peek. Amazing pancake by Tiller. Gets just enough under the ball. But Marza knows that Christensen sees his position on the left-hand side of the court and will want to play into the space on the right. Good awareness by Lucas Marza. Brun serving for Germany now.
Germany looking for a 2-point run. It's still alive. That hope of scoring 2 straight. Shoji popping it up with 1 hand. DeFalco, nowhere to go, and the 2-point run complete. Germany ties it.
No, there's
wait a minute.
The ball has contacted the block. We've ended up at 17-15. And that's a good indication of how close the margins are. Yeah. A centimetre or 2 lower, that ball's just off the tape, and we're tied. Instead, we're at a 2-point advantage to the USA.
2 points for TJ DeFalco. which is the lead of USA as well. Zenger to Reichert. Looking for the down the line. Missed it.
Challenge will come looking for a block touch, which is probably the play that Moritz Reichert was looking for.
Yes, book. Okay, good.
There's our first referee,
Thank you.
Ivailo
Tell me what is
Ivanov
on the screen.
from Bulgaria. Biggest lead for the USA if this challenge is unsuccessful. Oh, it's not even close.
Deflection coming off the tape, not the block. And at game speed, that's tough to pick. When we slow it down like that, it does look obvious. And following that unsuccessful challenge, it will be a timeout for Germany.
Bravo defense, hey guys. In some service you did really good job to keep the ball. Important the second touch, that we put the ball close to the net, that put our spike in good condition, because now we are saving good the ball. Guys, now in the game, Anderson start to be most important player, okay? Especially in P1, and also watch out, like Anderson, DeFalco, more the set go in front. Now we should take care about them, okay? Let's go.
It's a really positive timeout. Reinforcing, hey, we're defending well, we're giving ourselves chances, but the second contact, getting it to the net so the hitters know where the block is and where they can work. Also to make sure that the attention for block and defense is directed not all over the court, but obviously, that's probably in the game plan. Anderson, DeFalco are the two go-to guys for the USA.
Now Matt Anderson with 4. DeFalco has a couple of points. Tille. Fake by Massa, and Grosser sends it wide.
The tempo from Johannes Tille, just a little bit too much loop on the ball. Grosser having to slow down and wait for the block. And the ball never got there in time for him to find the angle that he wanted.
Now the USA up by 4. This is their biggest lead. And they're really starting to wax hot now. See a little rhythm going on with their offense. And it doesn't help Germany committing a lot more errors still. Cross court, picked up by Shoji, and it is wide on the dig.
Lovely positioning by Eric Shoji around the block, seeing the angle that the hitter has available as he stands just outside the sideline. Unfortunately not able to keep it on his side of the net.
Eric Shoji. 5 excellent digs with 50% accuracy rate. Against Brazil, there's Matt Anderson again. Germany unable to solve the threat he poses.
111 kilometers an hour. Toby Brunt unable to get out of the way. Made the decision it was going long, but unfortunately couldn't get the legs going.
DeFalco can't afford to really load up on the serve with a comfortable 3-point cushion. If you see the ink on his left arm, those are Disney characters, apparently representing members of his family. Meantime, Germany continuing to struggle with his serve here in the opening set.
That is a great fact. Now I'm going to have to stare at his arm for a while.
A substitution here for Coach Sparrow.
And Micah Ma'a will come in to serve for Jeff Jendrick.
Micah Ma'a didn't score against Brazil. Played off the bench in the opening set. 27 years old, out of Hawaii. Look at cards of the face of Christensen, another Micah in the lineup of the USA. Nice pass, and Tobias Frick takes care of it.
Nice variation in spacing. Even though Tille moves forward, see some substitutions from both sides. As Tille moves forward, gets into the seam between the two blockers. It'll be the double substitution for Germany. Kamper in the back row, and Karliczek in the front row. The return substitution for the USA. Jendrick comes in, but only to be replaced by Eric Shoji as libero.
Coach Winiarski looking to make a run. Last-ditch effort. They can't really get going with these service faults. Moritz Reichert sending it into the net. So Kampa is back after playing against France in that 4-set win. Missed the game against Canada. Grozer as well, also rested that day. Christensen. Here's first look at Kampa. There's a nice hit off the back row for Reichert.
There haven't been a lot of situations for Germany where they've been in a really excellent position from side out. So after their reception, take advantage to run first tempo pipe. On that opportunity, Ruben Schott will check in to serve for Toby Crick.
Schott also came off the bench in the first set against Canada, scored 2 points. Christensen. Oh, nice little hack time by DJ DeFalco to put it in.
Micah Christensen does all the work here. Puts the ball exactly into the space, and then Germany trying to stack one half of the court. The block moving towards position 4. The defense stepping over towards position 1, leaving a wide open position 5 for DeFalco to just chip the ball into.
So USA preventing a run as Wang Gatatia serves USA 2 points away from closing out set number 1. One-handed tip, Kampa to Massa for the point.
Again, an aggressive choice. Ball at the tape, one-handed set, forcing a choice from the USA block, and Lucas Marza does a good job shoving that ball back. Set a little bit low. Groza returns, Kampa out.
Moritz Karliczek off the bench at 13 points against Canada. DeFalco guarded by 3 blockers. Karliczek sends it over to Brand. Nice work by Brand.
Referee's choice there, double contact, net touch, whatever they wanted to take, they could call. It's 120th point in the VNL for Toby Brand. He's been a revelation for the German national team, but the revelation's possibly coming in this USA timeout right now.
Oh, yeah. It's almost all the way down a lot. 22 when it's inside. He hangs and he does like something weird like that.
Hey, let's talk about this guy's serve. Serve zone.
Service. When he plays close, you can listen. Thank you, Mati. This service after timeout, showing position 1. And when Mati
Matty's there, David's going to be in it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Boys, hey, after this side, we're pumping against
USA, sorry Eric, USA preparing how they're going to handle this Karliczek serve, particularly after the timeout. David Smith on his approach will take anything that's short in the middle of the court.
The USA lead cut in half. 21 serving 23. Mini 2-point run for the Germans. Shoji popping it up. Christensen out to Anderson. Zenger keeping it alive. Here comes Brand. Splits the triple block. Shoji will send it to DeFalco. DeFalco turned away. Shoji with coverage. Smith. Yes.
The interplay between Shoji and DeFalco is world class. It's a fast ball and DeFalco set. Shoji set to DeFalco. He's going to throw the ball off the block straight back to Shoji, which allows everyone else to get to their position early, and Smith ready for the aggressive first tempo set and tips to the floor. Set point down, but timeout Germany.
Guys, this is the moment of the set that we can still take them. We make side out now after Toby's on service. Toby risks a little bit more. We are touching a lot of balls and also defending. Remember about the second touch that we had to put close to the net, guys. And 2 breaks.
Coach Winiarski very optimistic still that they only need one side out and they can make a 3-point run, something they haven't done yet here in the opening set.
What they're looking for is for Toby Brand to get on a service run. He's been given the approval to take a bit more risk, to be aggressive. There's nothing to lose but the set at this point, so you have to go for it. The first job, though, is to handle the David Smith serve with the German team in rotation 1. So Groza from 4, Brian hitting from 2.
David Smith with a couple of points already. Very productive opening set for the big man. Tille, Atamasa, yes!
So there's the side out. Now they need to get their attention on block and defense.
Lucas Massa with 4.
US will be lining up in rotation 5, so DeFalco from 4, Anderson hitting from position 2, one of their strongest lineups. Germany can counter with a bigger blocking lineup as well.
Toby Brad with a beautiful serve. DeFalco, and he misses everything but the bench of the US.
There were some very worried faces on the German bench there. The ball comes sailing towards them at pace. Dominic Pozmik ending up taking the contact. Timeout USA.
Right. Next point, next point. Remember, be prepared for a short serve after a timeout. Okay? All right. Kind of gets down in front of you anyways, but now, okay. Take a step up.
Hey, one time for the one-timer. Say, let's go. 1, 2, 3. USA.
Germany rewarding the optimism of their coach, Michal Wieniawski, getting a chance to send this one beyond the regulation in the first set.
Both teams out of timeouts already. DeFalco still looking dejected after missing that shot completely. Toby Brad. DeFalco trying to make up for it. No, that was blocked. Here comes Anderson. Yes! Matt Anderson to the rescue.
Might see a challenge for a block touch. No challenge for the block touch. Confirmed by Groza that he got a piece of it. And the USA narrowly escapes at the end of that set. They looked comfortable for a big part of it. But then when we got to the end, a nice finish by Germany, but left themselves too much work to do.
And that man leads the way in scoring for the Americans with 5, followed by DeFalco with 3. Jendrick, Wangatia, and Smith with 2 each. Great job of the Americans disallowing that potential 3-point run coming from the Germans. First set in the pocket for USA, but not after a bit of a scare from Germany.
The German reception didn't allow them too many good looks. The numbers end up being pretty equal. As we saw on the scoreboard, it's really a close contest. The US slightly better attack, probably as a result of having better reception quality. The German side only achieving excellent reception 5% of the time. So a lot of those balls just creeping inside the target zone and sprayed around the rest of the court. Whereas for the USA, a lot more close to the net, where Micah Christensen particularly can look at first tempo pipe as a function of what the block is giving him. Something he does so well is his awareness of what the block is trying to do against their attack. But when they're at the net, they have 4 attackers. Their tempo is so good, really hard for the block to make choices. USA eases out their advantage from 54% to 59% in the win probability.
As tongue twister, I agree, Liam.
Well, it's an early start for the players, and it might be an early start for the commentators as well.
Lucas Massa leading the way for the Germans with 5 points. Toby Brand with 3. Meanwhile, it's taking a while for Grozer to wax hot. He has only a couple of points, and Moritz Seichert also with 2, along with Tobias Crick. On Team USA, looking to get a 2-game winning streak going after losing 2 straight as well. Going back to that match against Canada in Ottawa, they lost in 4, and they were off to a really rocky start here in the Philippines, losing in 5 to Iran. But like what Leah mentioned earlier, even if they do win all their remaining matches, this one and one against Japan tomorrow, it may not even guarantee them an 8th spot in the top 8 of the 2024 VNL.
we had a discussion about the US women's team and the situation they faced at the end of their round games in Fukuoka, that maybe that bit of pressure is almost what they're after. The men might have left it a little bit too long, but that we have to win, we have to be good. That pressure is real. It's not simulated. You can't generate it at practice. But to be in that must-win situation is where they get to learn a lot about themselves and where they're at.
But no matter the result here at the VNL, as you see, fans really suited up this Saturday, Philippine local time. No matter the finish here, Team USA will be present in the Olympics come next month as we kick off set number 2. And there is an immediate point here for the Germans after an overreach violation called by referee Ivanov.
A late call.
Because he admitted that he touched the ball.
The ball is on our side.
No, he said that he touched the ball.
It's a mistake by you. That's an absolute huge mistake by you. What are we doing?
Because he admitted that he touched the ball. Come on.
Well, regardless of what Micah Christensen's opinion is, whether that was a mistake or not, it was admitted that the touch was by TJ DeFalco, while the ball was still playable by Germany.
Winiarski avoiding a collision with the ball as Groza tried to go for it. It was too far for a second touch. Taking a look at the Matt Anderson hit. Anderson now with 6.
It's a really tough job for Moritz Reichert to choose his spot against Anderson on attack, to get the block where he wants it, because Anderson has range.
David Smith at 1-all. Make it 1-2 when Germans get a freebie. Coach Spurl on your screens. Georg Grozer looking to heat up some more here in set number 2. Anderson, this one is a tip. Reichert keeping it alive, and there's a hit by Brand from the back row. It's practically a freebie for the Americans. Anderson bounces it off the triple block. Back-to-back points for Matt Anderson.
There is a disparity in the German block. Reichert and Tilly can see the difference between the 3 blockers in their height and contact point on the ball if they're going to block. It allows Matt Anderson to really choose the first or third blocker which one he wants to attack.
Anderson to serve. And it's an ace. Matt Anderson, that's ace number 1.
Reception has been the struggle for Germany. Haven't been able to fight off, well, they have been able to fight off the serve, but they haven't been able to convert it into positive reception as much as they would like. Just 20% of their receptions ending up in a positive situation.
USA, first time with a lead, and they scored 3 in a row, making a 2-point cushion to start set number 2.
Distracted in that replay by the tattoos on DeFalco's arm, looking for the Disney characters.
Matt Anderson has been the highest scorer for the Americans since 2011. A dominant performance as finally Tobias Crick putting that one away.
Toby Crick hangs and bangs, then performs the world's largest backwards roll. Very athletic from the big guy.
Actually, limber, flexible.
Not words that would be used to describe me.
Reichert, gorgeous serve. Anderson just able to pop it up. DeFalco, two-handed push. Overpass by Zenger. And Christensen with a hit. Tille out to Grozer. And as a block going outside off the Americans.
Once more, Georg Grozer tees off the Jendrik block. Really good touch by Toby Brands. Jendrik hanging the hands inside. He doesn't want to give up the cross-court angle. That leaves the hands there for Grozer to find the edge and send it back past the sideline.
Germans tied a game at 4. Another gorgeous serve. Much better for the Germans here in set number 2 and forcing an error from TJ DeFalco.
Matt Anderson will be wanting to get that ball closer to the net, so DeFalco has all of his options available. The ball off the net, the short part of the court becomes a lot harder to hit. DeFalco looking for the quick start, but the quick start came from Reichert, and the USA reception was not looking for the quick start. Even he fakes with the head down. Brilliantly done. Show that clip to everyone. That's how you do the quick start.
And the Germans answer the three-point run of the Americans with a three-point run of their own. Pick up by Jendrick. TJ DeFalco pounds that one through the double block. Even with the headphones, I can hear the hit of the hand on the ball. Superb contact from the young TJ DeFalco. They have been up and down so far, especially DeFalco, who sends the ball flying to fans to the first row. And apologizes, of course. And ladies, that's exactly why they buy the tickets courtside.
You get to be part of the game.
That's right. Christensen, gorgeous set. DeFalco popped up by Reichert, but it goes outside.
Followed all the way by Eric Shoji. DeFalco, having warmed up his shoulder, throwing the ball back to the ball collectors on the far end of the court before uses it to score a point.
Jeff Jendrick serving to Brand. Back row Reichert. Jendrick popping it up. Oh, gorgeous tip by Smith. But quick reflexes by Reichert keeping it alive. The block against Grozer. Brand pushes it. There's a bit of a gap and Christensen is upset. And a yellow card for Michael Christensen after his demonstrative show of emotions. Maybe we'll catch it here.
Michael Christensen does like to tread a fine line with the referee sometime. Now he knows where the border is. Tiller to serve for Germany.
Not a good pass from Wanga to Tia. DeFalco, one-handed dig for Tille. Reichert decided not to jump over the LED and maybe hurt himself in the process.
In the end, probably the right choice. Carsten Holland was taking evasive action. Moving very well, Carsten.
So the Germans still up on top by 1. And not for long, Smith turns Massa away.
One of David Smith's great strengths. He's a very, very good volleyball player, but has a great understanding of the game. He really retains information well. He rarely makes a decision-making mistake.
Great pass, Tille keeping it alive. Massa makes up for the block against him with a tiny little push to that opening in the defense of the USA. Massa now with 6. Germany still protecting a 1-point cushion. Brand with the serve. Christensen to Anderson. Shoji passing. Smith does not get through.
The movement is already out. I can't do it so. It's about you. It's all about you. It's all about you. You're good. There is a certain limit. Come on, there is a certain limit. Stop, stop.
Well, Ivanov needs to keep a lid on this. The USA have already received a yellow card. They need to progress with the sanctions if this keeps up.
Smith pushes and scores. Finally able to keep his emotions in check. Smith diverts all his frustration into that shot. Keep USA within 1. Wanga to Tia to serve. Wanga to Tia with a couple of points. No aces yet. Zenger. Here's Grozer. Christensen with the first touch. So Shoji will set. There's a block against DeFalco. Coverage by Mwanga Tatia. DeFalco tries again, blocked again. Mwanga Tatia again. With coverage, Anderson. That's picked up by Zenger. Tille all the way out to the other side. Reichert over and above the blockers. Christensen keeping it alive. Chance ball for the Germans. What a rally. Tille. Masse. No. Smith again. Getting the better of Massa in that sequence.
Lucas Massa never quite got that step that he wanted to go really aggressively at the ball. Ends up trying to turn the ball back to position one without his momentum. Great scramble on both sides of the net. Garrett Morgatutia making a couple of decisive actions.
5 points now for Smith. 2 of those are blocks. All here in set number 2 and all against Massa. Massa trying to make up for it. Christensen. And Reichert, yep, oil score. Double contact going to be called against USA. No complaints this time for the Americans. Yep, that hit Anderson twice.
Head and shoulder, didn't get the knees and toes combo.
Lucas Massa with Germany up by 1. DeFalco, Christensen, Smith. This time blocked by Crick. Smith! Almost did a little soccer move right there.
Almost going a fly kick into the scorer's bench.
Exactly. And the officials checking if the LED is okay. Yeah.
Well, check the LEDs are okay. Check the officials are okay. Almost had a very sudden introduction to the scorer, to the table in front of them.
Germans back up by 2. 12 serving 10. 25-year-old Lucas Massa plays professionally in France. Gets the service ace. First ace for Massa, 7 points already. Right smack on the line for Lucas Massa, forcing a timeout for Team USA.
Hey, let's just use this, take a break and a breath. The guy's totally lost control of the match on the stand, so we can't control what he's doing. We've got to move back and get focused here. Okay, keep going back to serve tough, get him in medium pass, give ourselves some more opportunity. You're doing a great job against her quick. Doing a great job.
Keep that score close, keep that score close. Make them feel it a little bit, huh? That's where we drive. Come on. 1, 2, 3. USA.
John Sparrow, normally very calm and composed and trying to keep the attention on his side of the net. I disagree with his statement that the ref has totally lost control of the game. The only team complaining about the referee is the USA. They've been given a card already, and they continue to push at the referee. They're trying to work this gamesmanship angle, but they're right on the edge of what is good sportsmanship. And I don't agree with that message saying that the referee has lost control. Further disrespect for the officials who are doing a really good job.
Biggest lead for Germany at 3 points. Smith picked up by Massa. Brand sends it over and picked up by Shoji. Anderson, this time, will get the kill. Well, you mentioned earlier, Liam, that Christensen was testing the limits of Ivanov, our first referee, and they're continuing to try and push that boundary even further. Very patient, our first referee, Ivanov. Tille, combination play. Terrific hit from Brand, but great defense by the USA. One-handed dig is no good for Brand. 2-point run for the Americans.
They come within 1. Maybe there's a little sign of pressure that they know they need to win every set. Germany with the advantage. Smith gets its back underway.
Terrific. That is Tobias Crick. Crick now with 5 after not playing against Canada.
Contact point 3 meters 30 or 11 feet above the floor.
Grozer. That'll not come back.
Jörg Grozer has one of the heaviest arms in world volleyball. And even with USA stacking the reception lineup, 117 kilometers an hour, and angle back to DeFalco, where he doesn't have any chance to get the space for his platform to control.
Very quickly back to a 3-point cushion for Germany. Chance ball for the Germans. That will definitely be an overreach for DeFalco.
Certainly is. The ball is still above Tiller's hands. Micah Christensen doing everything he can to not react to that. He is on the tightrope now, already with a yellow card. That is still a playable ball, and DeFalco goes early.
Coach Sparrow mouthing off some words. Christensen, terrific hit. Jendrick with a gorgeous kill.
Definitely mouthing off some words, maybe some that we are glad that the microphone is not switched on for. Jendrick finds the space between the arms of Toby Crick. So Germany with a 3-point lead.
Matt Anderson to serve for the Americans. Anderson with 11 already. First player in double digits. And he picks up an ace. Make that 12 now. That will be the third ace for Anderson.
Lovely cut shot in front of Zenger. He doesn't want to get in the way of Georg Groza, so he's hesitant to go out to his left and play that short ball.
That one popped up by Brand. Riker. Triple block right there. Shoji pops it up. Christensen to DeFalco. The dunk. Off the head, I believe, of Tillett. We'll confirm if we have a replay of that. A gorgeous hit, nevertheless, to tie the game at 16.
Yeah, it's a good solution by DeFalco on the fast ball in transition. And now it's a German timeout.
Now it's off the arms of Crick.
Guys, listen. They have only one chance, service. They have only this. Strong service when you leave the ball, because we're working good in high ball.
All the time to keep the reception. Try to keep the ball, you know, a little bit closer to the net. Ty, let's go.
Getting a nice feel for what's happening in both huddles during the timeout. 16 apiece.
4-point run for Team USA.
My mistake, it is a 1-point advantage to Germany. Correction on the scoreboard overhead.
And also on the graphic we showed. So it's just a 3-point run for the Americans, and it ends there. Anderson serving into the net. So back to a 2-point lead for Germany. Germans getting a bit of a break from the errors by the blue shirts, but they give it right back off an error from Reichert. So nobody really getting to pull away. At least the Germans not able to pull away. Midway through the second set. DeFalco. Quick pass coming from Brand. Grozer, yes! Through Shoji and out. German fans hoping that will get Georg Grozer going. 4 points already. Toby Crick. Shoji passing to Christensen. Jendrick. And the dig goes over the net. Jendrick again. Grozer picking it up again. Grozer a little late coming into for that push. Quick reaction by Tille. Gets the point for Germany in that rally.
The scrappy plays are starting to fall Germany's way. They're finding just a couple more opportunities. And for the USA, that composure that they had in the first set, they looked like they had the ball on a string at points, starting to evaporate ever so slightly as the pressure mounts.
Crick again with Germany up by 3. Christensen. Wangatutia. That is outside. And Coach Sparrow, I can see him really upset right now. We'll call a timeout. this is going to be their last one.
All right, heads up, next point. Keep coming back. Okay, keep coming back. Good passes. Be prepared for that one coming back down that side.
If there's one thing we know is that we can get some breaks on them.
Absolutely.
Keep that belief.
Okay.
Keep it moving.
All right, next
we're gonna
rotation,
I'm gonna side us out right here.
Yep.
And we're gonna run.
Okay. All right. Okay, here we go.
Come on, boys. 1, 2, 3.
USA.
And USA, 4 wins, 6 losses. They have split their last 2 games here in the third and final leg of the VNL. They're coming off a win against Brazil. They lost their first game against Iran in 5 sets.
The USA now in a difficult situation, down 4, 2016, knowing that any set that they drop could be the end of their chances of VNL finals.
20 serving 16, a trickler coming from Crick. Tia is blocked. Christensen out to Anderson, and too hot to handle for Reichert.
Anderson has had to carry a big offensive load for the USA. That is his 13th point. They're asking a lot of him on his 17 attacks. Has converted 10 of them into points with really good efficiency. Only 1 error. They'll have to keep feeding him if they want to stay alive in this set.
Not a good pass coming from Brand. He gets it back against a double block. Will send it outside, it seems. No touch from Smith or Christensen.
Tiller leaves that ball too far off the net. That's a big ask for Brand to be aggressive and find the block or find the court with the ball 1.5 meters off the tape.
2-point run for the USA as the fans cheering for the Americans. Massa got it. Lucas Massa now with 8 points.
Lovely find by Tiller. Brand's not in the pattern, so he speeds up the play and gets the big guy going in the seam over the USA block.
And the frustration from Jendrik as Canada will make that Germany back up by 3. Zenger, Tiller, Grozer bounces it off. Wanga to Tia, and DeFalco's heroics will come to naught.
Someone needs to check the shoulder of Gareth Morgatutia. He had this ball hammered off his extended arm. That one might hurt a little.
And Grozer is fired up. He has 6 points already. And restores a 4-point cushion for Germany, and are 3 points away from equalizing in this meeting against the USA. Christensen to Anderson. Easy pickup for Tille. Zenger will set. Grozer again. Oh! Absolute hammer for an arm. Grozer back-to-back points.
Wonderful serve by Hannes Tiller. Getting the ball across the Falcon, getting him to be down on the floor in the seam to his left. So there's no pipe attack. With Smith and Morgatutia front row for the US, it is their weaker lineup. The change comes now. Anderson steps in. DeFalco out on the right side.
Anderson tips, kept alive by Massa. Grozer looking for 3 straight. That is picked up by Christensen. Morgatutia gets it over Massa, but there's a net touch.
There'll be a challenge from the Germans. Lucas Maza adamant his hands didn't contact the bottom tape.
Sometimes players are right, sometimes they are not. It's the adrenaline flowing, perhaps. You don't feel it.
Exactly right. It can be that little deviation where you feel like it's the ball and you just get a little clip. The USA having to find some variations in their reception pattern now. Johannes Tiller has very good control where he can put the ball in the court, so forced to provide some variation. DeFalco more likely now to be hitting on the right side if this challenge goes Germany's way. And Anderson through the middle. So the tempo that they play on the right side will put some pressure on Toby Bruns. They want to play really fast with DeFalco and get him a really aggressive ball where he just beats the block to the edge.
All right. Our officials checking both angles and have plenty of cameras, more than 20 cameras. There's the result.
screen.
So challenge successful. And will be a replay of the point.
Lucas Maza somehow gets those massive hands to not contact the net. Little deviation of the net with the ball might have helped. But a good challenge by Germany, and it's 23-18. USA on thin ice when it comes to the VNL finals bid.
Tilley, short serve, Smith picks it up, Christensen. They get the ball to Smith, and it lands on the line. David Smith now with 6.
It's a variation in tempo. Maza commits on this ball, but he's still trying to hedge his bets that there might be a pipe coming behind it. Doesn't want to choose an angle and get hands straight over.
So USA, they get the side out they needed. Oh, terrific. Flying from the back row. Moritz Reichert puts Germany at 5 set points.
Really good choice on the +2 reception. Just gets the American block moving, thinking it might be the short ball to Brown where he plays fast. Reichert takes advantage.
Brand. Wonka to Tia, making Christensen chase it down. Center pops it up off the hit by Anderson. Brand, back row. The save by Tilley. Massa sets it. Reichert with the left hand. Anderson falling down, keeps it up. Tilley to Reichert, bounces it off the block. Christensen. Wonka to Tia. And that is a point for Team USA. What a scramble for both teams.
Matt Anderson, brilliant effort on this play. That's not one you practice very often. Johannes Tiller not able to get the arms in the position he wanted. But the German side will get a chance to finish this set on side out once more with a Mogatutia serve.
1 set point saved by the Americans. Tilley, Grozer for the finish. Not yet. Wonka to Tia pops it up. DeFalco sends it all the way out to row number 5.
The only reason it didn't carry to row number 6 was the people in number 5 caught it first.
There is just the slightest of block touches.
It only takes a little one.
100 points for DeFalco after that shot.
DeFalco a couple of times has been taking the ball outside the line of his shoulder, which is why he sent a few long today looking for the block, reaching outside instead of above the line of his shoulder.
2 set points saved. But that one given up as Wonka serves into the net. So a 4-point win for the Germans in set number 2.
Does level us at 1 set apiece, but that could be a critical set in the story of the USA VNL campaign.
We came into this match saying, as you see that service fault by Mwanga Tatia, the Americans need to win the remaining matches, which is today against Germany and tomorrow against Japan in straight sets, to even have a shot at making it to the top 8.
It's one of the great things about this competition. It's so close that every game counts, every set counts, and any team that is trying to find a way, an easy way through, there's no easy way through. You've just got to get out there and win as much as you can. The statistics from that set, the USA did out-attack Germany, but the error rate from the USA way too high. Very efficient from Germany, but 9 errors from the US makes it a tough ask to get a set result. Everywhere else pretty even. And maybe, just maybe, the USA side feeling the pressure of needing to be perfect from here on out. We heard from Michal Winiarski that the pressure, that the focus is DeFalco and Anderson for the US. For the Germans, using a lot more middle, particularly Lucas Maza getting involved. And to hear what the impression is from the German side, we're going to head down to Clayton Lucas, who's with Michal Winiarski.
Great, thank you very much for that. good comeback in set 2. You seem like you're doing a really good job of stopping the USA's middle from going where they wanted to go. What else are you been pleased about from your team, and what do you need them to do going forwards?
I think that this set we did what we had to do in the first one. Of course, sometimes it's difficult, especially when in service, because the first set we start immediately with, when there was 8-9, we had already 4 mistakes on service, and this set we were much better in this case. That's why United States is suffering a little bit more when they have ball far from the net. Of course, when they have perfect reception, even when we are jumping with first tempo, sometimes we are not able to stop them. This is their best game for tempo pipe, and we know this. And like this, we had to continue to put pressure over in our service.
Okay, well, good luck for the rest of the match.
Thank you, Clayton. Well, the errors, that was one of the things they really focused on and limited the service faults they've given up. And look at our win probability as Clayton gets ready to speak to Team USA's coach.
I hope you can hear John Spiro talking about how sharp Clayton Lucas looks. And now you'll get a view now. John Spiro and Clayton Lucas.
Great, thank you very much for that. Good comeback by Germany in that set. What's the message to the players going forwards now for your team?
No, I got to keep our focus. We got a little distracted by referee calls and stuff like that. Little distractions going on. We're giving ourselves a lot of opportunities to score points. We didn't capitalize on a high enough percentage that last set. And of course, they served great. Grosser got going again. So I think that put some pressure on us. We didn't side out very well. We didn't point score very well. So I think clean up some of those. You know, we got to clean up, just like, I mean, you're look at this with the vest and everything. This is as classy as it gets. We got to class it up a little bit, clean it up a little bit, just like you, and we're going to be just fine.
Brilliant. Well, good luck for the rest of the match.
Okay,
Thank you
thanks.
so much.
Oh, flattery will get you everywhere, John Spiro.
And maybe that's a hint for you and I, Liam. I mean, we got to step up our outfits. We have one more day coming up tomorrow. Got to get the suit and the tie, the vest. The entire package.
I don't think I can ever reach Clayton's level of sartorial elegance. And it's good to see that John Spiro is aware of the effort that Clayton puts in each and every day to make sure he is looking his best. But for the US, they need to be looking their best on the court after a second set that did not go their way. And as it was touched on, they lost their focus a little bit in the game about what was happening. The US players are now trying to get the crowd pumped up, get some positive energy flowing.
And the crowd responding beautifully to the requests of Mike Abaa and the rest of the US bench as they try to engage the crowd some more in section 122 and 101.
They're getting the real show. They've got the US bench going bananas.
But you can see Smith not ready. Okay, but he sent them up and away. So I have to whistle for the service when the server is in possession of the ball.
And if the court is wet, no?
But I cannot see that it's wet.
So you don't you need to trust us, and we need to have trust in you, yeah?
No, I don't allow a situation that is dangerous for your field. But when the mopper is away, I consider it's mopped already.
So he was just faking it? You think he was
faking? No, not faking. That's a misunderstanding. Just misunderstanding.
I don't envy the job of referee Bukar today. Oh, beg your pardon, Ivanov.
Well, I don't envy the job of any of the referees. It's a really tough gig, and they do overwhelmingly a very good job. Players make mistakes, coaches make mistakes, referees make mistakes. Everyone makes mistakes. Nobody's perfect, and everyone needs to work together. So understanding that we're all trying to do our best job. It's not going to be perfect, but we'll get there. And to get us there starting the third set is Toby Bryant.
Anderson. What a save, but not high enough for Tilly, who was looking for the second touch. He never came. Matt Anderson, the full swing, picking up his 14th point of the game. USA on the board first here in set number 3, 1-0, and we're tied at 1 set all. Tilly, Reichert, yes.
chip down the line from Reichert, working the Christensen block. Dives the hands inside.
That's number 6 for Reichert. Massa looking to add to his 8 points. Anderson. That is popped up by Brand. Reichert again. DeFalco. Anderson pushes. Crick was right there. Here comes shot from the back row by Brand. It goes outside. Toby Brand only with 4 points so far today. DeFalco getting cheered on by the fans. You look at Smith getting some rest on the bench. 2 serving 1. Brand again picking it up. Grozer with a left hand. Anderson pops it up. Here's Mwanga to Tia. What a save by Zenger. USA on the attack again. Anderson blocked. Picked up by DeFalco. Jedrick. Brand. Chance again for the USA on offense. Anderson. Grozer. Oh, terrific defense. Wait a minute.
The ball crosses outside the antenna, despite amazing effort from the Germans. Grozer, Brand, Tiller throwing themselves around.
And the crowd was ready to erupt as well.
It's a great graphic to show the ball how far it passed outside. 25 centimeters, excuse me, past the antenna.
Smile on the face of Man Anderson. Has 14 points. USA on top by 2. DeFalco with 9 already. Crick passes. Reichert nails that one in.
Moritz Reichert, not always the biggest scorer. He's not going to give you too many 25-point games, but he's contributing nicely, getting the points here and there, taking some space. Also giving Grozer a little bit of a break from shouldering the burden.
Meantime, Coach Winiarski's squad is back to square one and service errors once again. This was their problem in the opening set. It's somehow creeping back in here in set number 3. Jeff Jendrick with the serve at 4-2. Not a good first ball there for, well, it's Reichert. Reichert, oh, pushing it through 6 arms on that triple block. Somehow it is still alive, and Crick puts it away.
Johannes Tiller has a really good feel for where his middles are on the court, and when there's that little gap that he can put them into. So those broken plays where it's not perfect, where it's sort of an in-between moment, has a very good feel for when he can find the middle.
Crick now with 5. Oh, gorgeous combo play with Matt Anderson on the tail end of it.
And similarly, Micah Christensen has a really good feel for when to find the pipe, where the space is for that. Knowing Johannes Tiller is not going to want to leave his guy, he has to really commit to his block and doesn't want to stay too long and help on the pipe.
Christensen. It's popped up by Zinger. Grozer. Oh, terrific. Wow. Now it's airtight from Wanga to Tia, and Smith. Take another look.
Textbook block. Great timing, great technical execution.
Biggest lead for the Americans at 3 points. Grozer bounces it off the block this time. Makes the necessary adjustments and gets the side out for Germany. Slowly, Jörg Grozer getting his rhythm. 7 points. Germany serving 4-6, set number 3. That is just outside. So another service fault. That's back-to-back. One from Grozer, one from Crick. Lucas Massa on your screens. 8 points. That's Mwanga Tutia with a nice serve down the line. Zenger. And Roser unable to keep it in play.
The reception quality from Germany has really stymied any efforts that they've made in the first set and now in the third set to get their offense flowing. Second set, big improvement. As a result, they get that advantage on the scoreboard just by having the USA in more difficult situations on block more often.
Biggest lead for the Americans now at 4. Massa. Christensen to Anderson. Yes! Anderson now with 16 points. Coach Winiarski has seen enough. Will call his first timeout.
Remember, guys, what we have to do with Anderson, okay? Don't fly. Leave him until the moment. Also, before we left him a lot and we touch and we defense a lot. Then leave that Yulo will defense some ball. And we have to continue, guys, to come back to our strong service, eh? We have to start to push once again, because now we are giving them a little bit easy situation, eh? Courage, come back on the service, 8 seconds, and let's go.
Anderson has indeed been the #1 scoring outlet for the USA. 17 points, has not been blocked yet, and only 1 error, so getting it done with great efficiency. The Germans need to find the right position against him where they can force him to work a little bit harder.
And engaging the crowd has certainly helped the USA. Their energy has really picked up. So has their defense. Combination play. Brand, that is popped up by Mwanga Tutia. Shoji sets to DeFalco. Turned away. Mwanga Tutia with coverage. DeFalco tries again and puts it in.
Christensen liking this matchup against Johannes Tiller. Might just catch you on the edge of your frame there. There was a discussion between Tiller and Marza about, did you touch that first recycle?
Nevertheless, 2 players in double digits now for the Americans. It's Massa. Now with 9. DeFalco with 10. Anderson with 17. Offensive USA really heating up here in set number 3.
Great swing by Lucas Marza. Not trying to bounce this ball sharp. Drives through the block and into the space where the USA defense cannot make a play on the ball.
It's back to the biggest lead of the Americans off a service fault. It's a 6-point lead after the error by number 6.
Winiarski asking his team to take a little bit more risk on serve. This sometimes takes a little while to get going. One person to get some rhythm takes the pressure off the servers behind them.
Smith returns the favor.
Very kind of him.
And let's see if the Germans can take advantage of this little help, boost their confidence, and take this as a launching point for a run they desperately needed here in set number 3. Shoji pops it up. Christensen to DeFalco. Zenger passes to Tille. Grosser, yes! 2 straight points for the Germans.
It's all set up with Toby Brandt's serve. He finds that rhythm. So TJ DeFalco caught reaching out to the line, opens up the seam for Grosser.
8 points, make that 9 now for Georg Grosser. And from down 6, it is a 4-point game. Toby Brand. Great pass by Mwanga Tutia. Jendrik. Brand. Keeping it alive. Reichert. Yes! Moritz Reichert with another side out.
Toby Brand showing exactly why he has become such an important player for the German team. Strong service, makes the big effort on defense. And Moritz Reichert takes the 3rd blocker on the high ball. And that will be a timeout for the USA.
Really send it.
That's a good one.
Yeah, really send it.
Hey, that's a great pass. Great pass,
Yeah, good pass, G. Just
Good pass. Side out. Keep rolling, boys.
Yep.
Lift up and block defense.
No, it's on the tight side. Okay.
1, 2, 3.
USA.
I'm pretty sure every player in the world is happy when the coach says, just send it. Just go for it. There is the chance that maybe in the next little phase of play, we're going to see a ball sent about 15 rows back, but also taking the chance that that will draw a block touch on the way through. This third set hanging in the balance. A 3-point advantage to the USA, but Toby Brahn pushing the Germans in the right direction.
3 unanswered points scored by Germany. Shoji passes Christensen to DeFalco. Yes, DeFalco side out after the timeout.
Great precision to find the edge of the Groza block. Too hot to handle for Tiller.
So back to a 4-point cushion for Anderson and the rest of the Americans. Tille and Massa, yes! Lucas Massa now in double digits, first German to score 10 or more.
Once more, Massa looks for the deep corners. He's not trying to make really short, sharp angles. Takes it high, swings deep.
Floater on the serve by Massa. Jendrick hangs in the air a little bit. And makes a gorgeous shot. Massa unable to dive for the pancake save.
That might have been the send it that Sparrow was talking about. Just swinging high and hard. Despite being nearly 7 feet tall, Lucas Massa cannot cover enough court to keep the ball alive.
Biggest lead for the Americans was 6. They're up by 4. DeFalco. There's the up by Reichert. Zanger back to Reichert. The running hit is no good.
It's a good choice by Reichert, but Groza needs to be dialed into the play, knowing that Reichert is going to have to look for a solution here. It's not going to be an easy scoring shot.
So a 2-point run for USA. And they're back up by 5. Much better pass. Oh, hang time up in the air for Crick, pays off as he gets a point off a block touch.
Well spotted by Ivalo Ivanov on the stand.
Grozer. Nice service ace for Jorg Grozer. He's got 10 already. Second ace of the game.
That is a tough serve. 125 kilometers between the receiver and the line. Garrett Nurgatutia just doesn't have time to get his hands in front and make the angle he needs to keep the ball in play.
This time aiming at Matt Anderson, the Grozer serve. Nurgatutia gets a triple block. Grozer pops it up. Zenger sets it to Reichert. Shoji. DeFalco flying in from the back row and gets the side out for Team USA.
It is the difference in tempo when DeFalco is hitting right side as opposed to Anderson. The ball is faster, it's more aggressive, puts pressure on the German middles, in this case Toby Crick, to be able to get out there in time. And he has such a strong shoulder. Pushes the ball through the block. Jendrick now serving for the USA with a 4-point lead.
He's got 5, looking for 6. It's not there.
He's not there at all. The only thing he found was the middle of the net.
And it's keeping the Germans alive here in set number 3. All these errors from the Americans. Very high toss for Reichert. Christensen right beside referee Byler. And nice hit for DeFalco.
Simple option by Christensen. He doesn't have to throw this ball 11 meters across the court. Pops it up, lets DeFalco go to work. And often when you let that happen, good things will happen for your side.
DeFalco now with 12. The lead is back to 4. It's been like that trend of 3 and 4, 3 and 4, the lead for the Americans. Great save by Shoji. Chance ball for the Germans. Grozer pancake save. And all were caught unaware. Tille. Crick saves it. Christensen pops it up. DeFalco sets it to Anderson. Grozer again diving for the save. Running attack.
Moritz Reichert! Amazing finish, Moritz Reichert. At the end of a point with so many fantastic defensive efforts. DeFalco makes the first dig. Shoji keeps it alive. Grozer on the floor multiple times. And that was the finish that point was deserving. Don't know if the slide out of system is a real thing, but Moritz Reichert made it happen. And now it's just a 3-point game. Toby Crick will get us back underway. Germany pushing to stay alive in this set.
And this is the closest the Germans have been, at least in the last 5 minutes. Here's a chance to make it a 2-point game. No, says David Smith.
The spacing not quite right. With Marza running behind it, it means that Matt Anderson can stay in the middle of the court. Smith knows where his edge is. He doesn't have to play far to his left. He only has to make a choice within a couple of meters of the court. Maybe a chance to be a little bit more expansive with the offense there for Attila.
Well, the block awarded to Anderson. He has 18 already. Massa picking it up. Your Grozer right on the feet of Shoji. To a 3-point game. Christensen to Anderson, blocked, kept alive by Mwanga Tia. DeFalco, that's too close to the net. Power push coming from DeFalco, and a lift against Grozer.
No lifts are judged to being controlled fairly, and Marza is Johnny on the spot to pop it down. The set from Christensen, super aggressive, and DeFalco just jamming the ball against the block. Takes a lot to take Grozer off his feet.
So Germany now within 2. This is the closest they've been. After multiple runs, and an ace coming from Reichert makes it a 1-point game.
Continue to think about next point. There's that long rally, some frustration. Get right to the next point. Get right to the next point. I know we're going to get more opportunities, so even if we have a chance and it doesn't work out, we're going to get more. Okay, keep going forward.
They're coming.
Yep. All right, get back to the end line, get a medium pass, play some good D. Here we go.
1, 2, 3.
We're scoring.
In summary, just keep going.
They led by as many as 6. The Americans, their lead is down to 1. Big run by the Germans.
And it is part of this USA philosophy. What they do will work if they keep doing it long enough. So to just stick with it, they'll get themselves into a situation where they feel like they have a good chance to win the set. They just have to keep doing the things that they focus on every day. But the things that Johannes Tiller is focusing on right now is serving aces, and ties us up at 17 apiece.
And the reaction in the face of John Spiro says it all.
Lovely serve to get to the outside edge of TJ DeFalco.
So Tille picking up a couple of aces. Almost another one. DeFalco. Tille pops it up. Zenger. Grozer. Christensen with the first touch. Here comes DeFalco. Yes!
Amazing swing. There are thousands of fans here. There are 12 players on the court. There's the 2 of us here in the commentary position. Everybody knew where this ball was going. And that does not stop TJ DeFalco scoring.
DeFalco now with 14 points. USA with a precarious 1-point lead. Shoji will sit down, catch his breath. 6 digs in today's game as Jendrik
returns to the front row. Ma'a replacing Smith for the serve.
That's popped up by Mwangatatia. Masa sending it to Tille. Tille out to Brand for an attempt, and there's a monster block from the USA.
The set from Tiller, too aggressive in angle, getting too close to the net for Brand to really choose his angle. Very flat trajectory. It means that USA block can just put their hands over. They don't need to reach high.
So USA extricating themselves from the deadlock. At a momentary 2-point cushion. It's that lead back down to 1. After the service fault by Ma'a, who will sit back down. And Christensen back in the game. Gorgeous swing, but the blockers were there against Anderson.
Reichert has had a battle on his hands trying to choose the right spot on the block against Matt Anderson. Matt Anderson's been doing a really good job going line and cross, working some different angles. Reichert gets it right that time.
One error and a monster block. The Germans are back in it. We're tied at 19. Brad. Ooh. That will hurt for Coach Viniarski as Coach Sparrow barking out instructions to Matt Anderson. Anderson now with 3 aces, 17 points in total. I think they erased the block earlier. Yes, he was at 18. Reichert blocked
And in. The set location too far inside from Zenger.
And just like that 2-point swing by the Germans, the 2-point swing by the Americans, also a block and a fault by the Germans. Timeout for Germany.
Tempo, eh? Yeah. You stay and we play from back. Doesn't matter, guys. It was good service. We try to make side out, and after we continue to push because guys, we were 6 points under, and with our service we did good job. That there is still possibility that we kill them.
The optimism of Michal Viniarski continues. Always looking for a way to keep his team focused on the good things that can be in front of them.
It's that half-glass full mentality. And the Germans are buying into it, only down by 2 here. Matt Anderson serving. Both teams out of timeouts. And Anderson self-destructs on the serve, sends it out, and it's a 1-point game.
Really interesting last part of this set. Which side can control their emotion? Which side can make the right choice in the right moment?
Masa. Christensen, the dump. That's the right decision on that play for Micah Christensen.
His awareness that as he moves forward along towards position 4 on the net, this will be it should be a time delay warning for the US outside of your frame. Jordan Hewitt entered the subs box, the buzzer went off and then was waved away by Sparrow. TJ DeFalco now serving for the US, up by 2.
Great pass, Tille. Oh, and a swing for Crick.
The USA defensive position in position 6 against the middle attack from Germany has had really good success. They're playing a little bit shallow, but the hitters in the middle for Germany, Crick and Marza, haven't been able to find the angles consistently enough to turn that into an advantage for themselves.
Unfortunately, Jörg Grozer serves into the net. So, negating the effort of Crick and putting Germany back down by 2.
A sigh of relief from the Germans. Anytime you can get out of a Groza serve without conceding a break point, that is a win. Hewitt finally gets into the game, replacing Jendrick. And he will serve.
Tilley. Grozer. Yes, right on the right hand of Matt Anderson.
There'd be a lot of familiarity with Jordan Hewitt's serve, having played the last couple of years in Lüneburg in the Bundesliga. Well handled by the Germans, and Groza converts that into a point. At 22-23, we are certainly in the twitchy 20s. The Reichert service error will bring up set point for USA.
And Mike Christensen elicits a roar from the crowd. 2 set points for the Americans. Great answer from the Germans. This Crick gets his 9th point of the game.
This time DeFalco in 6 takes a move towards position 5. Takes a step to his left. But Crick goes past the block of David Smith.
And it is not over yet, as Ruben Schott is back in the game.
Another player with a lot of variety in his serve, can look to target maybe Ogatutia in position 1 or try and jam up the middle of the court.
They go to DeFalco. Christensen. Out to Anderson. Georg pops it up. Tilley. Brand blocked. Tilley to the middle. And Massa ties the game. 2 set points erased by Germany.
Great patience by Toby Brand. He knows that he doesn't have a good chance to swing here, so plays high enough off the block to get the recycle. And Tiller once more has this feeling for where the space is in the block. Great cover by the big man getting on the floor once more. Georg Groza. We're going past regulation here in set 3.
Christensen. Anderson with a hit. Grozer again diving for it. And this time, no second touch for the Germans as USA back at set point.
Well, we've got 3, 4, 5 more court moppers out there. That would be good. There's probably a very large sweat patch lying in front of the fans next to the court.
And Grozer is going to feel a lot of these dives tomorrow.
As you get older, that tends to be the case. And without saying it, Georg Groza has a lot of experience.
Wagatutia serving to Reichert. Grozer. Great dig coming from Christensen, and Tilley with a missed hit. And the USA escape after an error coming from the Germans on the attack. A thrilling end to what was a close 3rd set. Americans and the fans as well won't be happy about the outcome. A lot of USA fans in attendance here at the Mall of Asia Arena, Pasay City, for the first game of our triple header. There is the hit into the net. Sigh of relief for Shoji, not having to dig one more shot to close out set number 3.
Sigh of relief from Shoji and from USA fans watching this game, taking the full distance to get through that set, and then a little bit more. The statistics still falling in attack on the German side in favor, but the block from USA and a couple of mistakes from the Germans end up being the difference in the end. So the reception, again, ebbs and flows for Germany. Reception quality improved again in that set. Allowed them to use the middle a little bit more.
Matt Anderson leading the way for the Americans as you look at the serve percentage. And we start with Germany. They've picked up 7 aces in total. Meanwhile, for USA, only 4 aces.
There have been flurries of effective service from Germany. They haven't been able to string together for a long time, but they've had periods where they get a matchup they like, they get the server that they want, and they can put real pressure on the USA reception. We enter the 4th set. The USA being given a 61% chance of winning this match. That's still probably a little bit too close for comfort for the American side.
Two players in double digits for both teams. Anderson, we mentioned, with 18, followed by DeFalco's 14. Meanwhile, for the Germans, Massa with 11. Actually, 3 players in double digits. Grozer leading the way with 12, Massa with 11, and Reichert with 10. Tobias Creek with 1 more point will make it 4 Germans in double digits. He has 9 already. On Germany, currently down to 12 in the standings. As you look at the numbers of Anderson and his attacks hit, 45% efficiency. Germany is right below the USA, 11th in the VNL. And again, hoping to make a run for it.
And that's showing on the court. These teams are very evenly matched. The score lines are really close. No side has a real consistent advantage against each other. Probably not what you would have thought about this matchup when you looked at the first draw.
Yeah.
And thought this looks like a game that maybe not easy for the USA, but a game that they could get a good result in. Great to see so many fans here, so important people in part of the game. Cody Kessel's on the bench, and we just saw John Kessel wander past wearing a Team USA shirt. Very proud father and great supporter of the game worldwide. But the game in front of us right now is USA versus Germany, and Matt Anderson will get us back underway in the 4th set.
Good pass coming from Zenger. Tille to Massa. Christensen back to Anderson. There's a block by Massa. Christensen this time to DeFalco with a wild swing windmill shot. Anderson with the first touch sends it over. Karliczek, part of the starting lineup for Germany here in set number 2, and Christensen on the tip ends that long and exciting rally to start set number 4.
Karliczek does provide, and there is Cody Kessel. Karliczek does provide a different level of physicality from Moritz Reichert. He's a little bit more explosive, plays a little bit faster, maybe gives up a little bit in reception, but adds some more firepower to the German attack.
Serve is outside for Anderson.
I said it was Moritz Karliczek, not Lawrence Karliczek, yeah? I often get the names mixed up between the 2 Karliczek brothers. Well, if Lawrence is out there listening or watching, thanks for joining.
DeFalco to Christensen. Jendrik, yes! 7 points for Jendrik. Karliczek with a nice pass. Combination play. Shoji picks up the hit. Coming from Karliczek. And this one is out of reach for the Germans.
Johannes Tiller doesn't make the angle. His arms get to the right distance and the right rough position, but doesn't make the angle with his shoulders and lets the ball slide off his forearms and out the back.
USA up by 2. Not for long as DeFalco serves it wide. And Coach Sparrow, as we heard earlier, just swing away as go for it. That's what the Americans are doing. Jörg Grozer. serves it out as well. Carly check. And Crick knocks it off. Jeff Jendrick. Crick now with, it's going to be 11 points for him, not just 10. Karliczek serving, looking to tie at 4. Germans down by 1, make that down by 2.
The toss from Karliczek gets a little bit too far out in front of him. He's always chasing the ball and can't create the downwards angle, the topspin that he needs.
Micah Christensen with 3 points. Intense look in the eyes of Tobias Crick. Grozer got it. Right in front of Eric Shoji too.
USA not wanting to give up the line. Mogatutia goes out to the antenna. Grozer goes back inside the court, even though Shoji makes a good read.
Flying in from the back row. DJ DeFalco.
The tempo that the USA play the pipe at is what makes it so difficult for Lucas Marzi. Smith is on, and he has to stay in front of Smith for just that last moment and then dives out towards DeFalco, which allows the space to cut the ball back.
6 serving 4. Not a good pass from Karliczek. Brand against the triple block. Gatutia is there. Cover in the back row. DeFalco with a push. Tille. And it's a block off the hit by Grozer. Brand. Yes. And Toby Brand now with 5 points. It's back to a 1-point game. A seesaw battle to start set number 4. Oh, a trickler for Johannes Tille to tie the game at 6.
Again, the Tiller serve having good effect.
That's going to be ace.
He takes the
number
right
3.
risk. Takes the right risk there, trying to work the ball into that area of the court.
Now and avoiding Shoji. Fell down just to get out of the way. David Smith serving with USA on top by 1. Wow. It's these service faults again as both teams trying to be very aggressive on the serve to get the easy point. And Liam Sketcher rocking out to pipe in music inside the Mall of Asia Arena. There is a nice hit by Jeff Jendrick.
Thank you for enjoying my air drums. That was it's a great tune that we had going on there. And playing the right notes is Micah Christensen. Finds Jeff Jendrick, and Anderson now gets his chance to serve.
Singer, one-handed set coming from Tille, and Karliczek knocks it off the block. First point for Moritz Karliczek. And we're tied at 8. Team who gets the first 2-point run probably get a little confidence to pull away here in set number 4. Christensen, a tiny push from Jendrick. Back-to-back points for Jeff Jendrick.
A good recovery from a difficult situation. It was a good serve by Marza. Jammed in, not a lot of time. Lovely check swing by Jendrick. He knows he's high enough that he just needs to pop the ball over the top of the block. He doesn't need to reach high.
And it's a side-out game between the USA and Germany. here in set number 4. DeFalco. There's the first 2-point run. USA up by 2 off an ace by DeFalco.
He puts a lot of pressure on himself on serve because he tosses the ball so aggressively. But as a result, when he gets it right, he reduces that amount of time that receivers have to respond. And with such a strong arm, it's a really tough ball to handle.
Tilley. Karlichek against 2 blockers. No problem.
Over the top, the seam. Moritz Karlichek almost did it again. Goes up and gets it straight over the top of Christensen.
Again, Germany playing catch-up. All terrific floor defense by the USA, and Germany up top with a rejection to tie the game at 10.
Well, it takes every touch to win a game. Jeff Jendrick using the back of the head by Toby Crick. All over that one. And we're at 10s.
DeFalco all the way out to Mwanga Tatia, and the block again. Back-to-back monster blocks for the Germans, and they're on top by 1.
Mwanga does try and make the right play. He's playing for a recycle. He doesn't try and force the issue. But everyone needs to be dialed in on those cover plays. Groza was not dialed in on that serve either. So we advance to 11 apiece. Neither team really being able to break this deadlock.
Karlichek passes. No combination play, and Karlichek on the tail end of it. With 3 points.
Really nice angle by Karlichek. He would see in his periphery on his approach that Christensen's on his left. Or in case just in front of him, but knows that the block is moving out and he can come back into the open space with no middle closing.
So after the Grozer service fault, Karlichek faults as well, and game is tied at 12.
That will be the 17th service error from Germany. USA contributing 16 of their own, so pretty even standings there.
Christensen, a soft serve. Karlichek pops it up. Here comes Grozer off the block and scores. Germany back on top by 1.
It's a situation where the USA block has done 99.9% of everything right here. But then Dior Groza gets it 100% right, teeing off the hand of Garrett Mugatostia.
Tobias Crick. Great pass by Shoji. Anderson. Crick was right there for coverage. Grozer, back-to-back points. Gerhard Grozer gives Germany their biggest lead of set number 4.
The spatial awareness of Johannes Tiller. Short distance ball. Generally, that ball is probably going to be going towards position 4. So Matt Anderson takes a step towards his right, and that opens up enough of a gap for Groza to send the ball behind the block and into the court.
Longatia passes. USA looking for a side out. They don't get it. No. Smith misses. Biggest lead for the Germans at 3. And Coach Sparrow says, let's talk things over, because this one is slipping away from the Americans in set 4.
Situations where a pass has been real low, we can call off and make sure we get to the line on him. That's happened a couple times. Let's make sure we also understand the situation a little bit. Okay, we got a good matchup here. Okay, keep going high over there. Yeah, yeah. Okay.
Here we go, boys. Come on. One more. 1, 2, 3. USA.
John Sparrow asking, we've got a good matchup, which is the matchup against Johannes Tiller, so wanting to go high over that guy. They always have a physical advantage. Tiller has many skills in the game. He's not the biggest blocker. Turned in a wonderful season for the Berlin Recycling Volleys, along with his fellow US opponent today, but Cody Kessel, having played the last few seasons in Berlin, will be taking his skills to Grignard Marseille in Belgium.
Yeah, Tilly spent a couple of years, right, in Berlin recycling volleys. Anderson, Crick pops it up. Big man diving for it. Brand, Shoji with a dig. Smith, little hang time in the air and knocks it off Grozer.
It's a good leadership shown by Georg Grozer. As soon as that point ends, sticks his arms out and says, hey, everyone come together. We have to stick together here. We have to make sure we're on the same page. We're up. We can play aggressive still. Let's not get frustrated if we don't take every opportunity.
Head coach Michal Vinyaski on your screens as Mwanga Tutia serves. USA getting the side out. A positive response after the timeout of Coach Sparrow. Masa, here's Mwanga Tutia passing Christensen. Atto, DeFalco pounds that into the attack zone. 2 straight points for the USA.
Oh, that was exactly what John Sparrow was asking for. Play the ball over the smaller blocker, and DeFalco detonates that ball.
Chance to tie on the Mwanga Tutia serve at 14-15, set for a perfect pass from Karliczek. Grozer from the back row off the chest of Shoji. And that pass is no good. Great effort from DeFalco. Not good enough. Grozer just flying in from the back row. 15 points now for Georg Grozer.
I think Grozer might have been inspired by that hit by DeFalco. He said, well, I better make sure that the young pup doesn't forget that the old dog still has some tricks.
Tilly serves to DeFalco. Christensen out to DeFalco. And a little one-on-one going on between DeFalco and Grozer.
That is a fun contest to keep an eye on.
Grozer just smiling it off because the young pup this time got the advantage over the big dog. Serve is outside. Smith is upset at himself for that. A 17-15, 2-point lead for Germany.
Germany with a good rotation of their next few servers. Brunn now, Marza, Grozer, Karliczek coming up in sequence after.
Anderson, what a quick turnaround for the Americans. Terrific passing to get their offense going. Matt Anderson, full swing against Karliczek. And the USA back within 1. Anderson now with 19 and going for 20. If he can get his 4th ace in. Zanger passes, little combination play, and Karliczek answers right back.
Goes to that angle once more. He's found it really well. Jendrik has to respect Marza in the middle. He's been scoring really well. Allows Karliczek to go high again, once more in the seam.
Germany finding the side outs that count. But Anderson isn't done yet. That's 20 points now for the 37-year-old Olympian.
The counterpoint, but this time Creek has to stay with Jendrik and draws the one-on-one for Anderson against Karliczek.
Karliczek on an island, big trouble. USA with another opportunity to tie, 17 serving 18. DeFalco. Pass short coming from Karliczek. Oh, Karliczek handling all the offense of Germany in the last few plays. Puts them up by 2 again.
The faith showed by Michal Vinyaski in Moritz Karliczek being paid off in spades right now.
Only 4 points for Karliczek. That's helped him put up this, well, it was a 2-point lead as DeFalco cuts it back down to 1. DeFalco now with 19.
And the Grozer serve survived by the USA.
Out of Illinois, Jeff Jendrik serving. USA has been unable to tie. They'll get a freebie here. Karliczek. An easy pickup for Anderson. Anderson to tie. Got it. Matt Anderson ties the game at 19, and he's got 22.
That is such a good angle off a two-step approach, basically. Cut that back sharp, past the defense and score. Timeout, Germany.
Remember, guys, we said with Anderson, don't fly. We are leaving him completely the line. He's passing all the time in the middle diagonal. One spike with perfect ball line, I don't care, especially in counter-attack. Now, important our side out. After Moritz, you go on service, we make some rest. Let's go.
All right, Germany, one timeout remaining. So is the case for the USA. 19 all. Somehow back to square one. Here is set number 4.
We've gone all this time, all this distance, and it comes down to a 6-point game.
Jendrik serving. USA on a 2-point run, courtesy of Matt Anderson's heroics. Karliczek as well. It's been the Anderson-Karliczek matchup that has excited the crowd and poured in the offense for their respective teams.
John Speror talking about the matchup they want with Tiller front row. The Germans going back the other way. They like the matchup of Karliczek versus Christensen, but it's Karliczek now with the ball in hand to serve.
5 for Karliczek and the lead with Germany by 1. Shows you with a perfect pass. A combination play. Zanger pops it up. The push by Tille. Shoji saves it. And DeFalco misses. 2-point run for Germany. They're back up by 2.
Great block discipline by Toby Brun. Resists the temptation after a fantastic dig by Julian Zanger. Doesn't wave the hands around. Stays straight. Forces DeFalco to squeeze the ball just past the sideline, looking for the little angle. Timeout, USA.
Hey, that was pretty good execution on that last play. Maybe a little bit more depth. Maybe give a little bit more depth. I don't think he's going to do this, right? So, well, I know. I'm just saying, and then, hey, on off, let's make sure we get to the line versus Rose. And if it dies a little bit, we got to stop a little bit short. Challenge him to do a little bit of this, okay? What you think?
Well, Coach John Speror, also the head coach of UCLA, and has a BS degree in microbiology and molecular genetics.
I don't even know what both of those things are, so clearly a much smarter man than me. Asking for the USA block to do the same thing that Germany just did to TJ DeFalco. Force Groza, if it's that ball, particularly from off the net, had to work a little bit harder to find the angle.
Karliczek misses on the serve. He has 6 points. And it's a 1-point game, which means it's anybody's set. Christensen serving. Tille. Grozer flying in, cross-court shot, and does not find the mark. So the lead is gone. 2 straight points for the Americans, and they didn't even have to go to their offense for it. Chance for the Americans off a free ball. Smith misses. Sparrow with challenge. Looked like it didn't touch any of the German blockers, but
Toby Krieg shaking his head. I'm not sure whether that was just to stop Groza from asking any more questions or whether he did not touch the ball.
And again,
that mystery will be solved very shortly.
Sometimes it is, you can't rely on the players because all that adrenaline, all that movement. But this one, I'm looking at the challenge table is right in front of us.
Sometimes it's that feeling of the ball hitting the tape and then the tape hitting your arm, which is not a net touch.
All right, here we go. That was a quick one.
Not close.
So unsuccessful challenge. USA, Micah Christensen, I was looking at him and he's signaling if maybe they continue to play the tape.
They might see another one.
Yeah, they might. The ball might roll over, but that ends there. The challenge ends with that shot, with that frame. So unsuccessful challenge for the Americans. Germany up by 1.
Ruben shot into serve.
Looking to add to this 1-point cushion. Free ball for the Germans. Tille. Grozer.
Big foot fault.
Yeah.
Half of his foot over the line. 2 errors in the end of this set from Grozer. One going wide cross court, now steps on the line from back row.
Nice to see Grozer just smiling it off, but here is foot fault. So we're back again. Tied even Steven at 22. Wong Tatia looking to put the USA on top. They are up 2-1 and can close it out here. Karliczek passes. Massa puts Germany back on top by 1. Terrific shot for his 12th point.
Tiller now serving for Germany, has had success working the angles, particularly finding the seams between Shoji and DeFalco.
Has 3 aces, but a perfect pass coming from Shoji. Swing by Anderson, Tille keeping it alive. Grozer. Shoji with the up. Christensen back to Anderson. Anderson got it. We're tied at 23. Matt Anderson with 23 points as well.
Fantastic scramble by the Germans, but the composure of Matt Anderson. Bodies everywhere for the US, and Anderson against a great block position from Toby Brand. All control, finds the hands out the side of the court. And USA will make their strategic service change. Some running repairs for TJ DeFalco. Gives you a good chance to look at some of those tattoos.
Micah Ma'a in the meantime is back in the game. Do you see anyone from Disney? No?
I was hoping there was no blood. I don't like blood.
All right, first to 2 points here. Will score the win in set number 4. Ma'a serves to Brand. Brand bounces back up and is blocked.
Tiller and Brand not quite on the same wavelength about the tempo they wanted to play there. Toby Brand left hanging as the ball looped a little bit high. Gives DeFalco a chance to make the block. Timeout Germany.
We can go like small step in front. Eh? Guys, we make side out. Toby after on service, we make break point. Eh? Let's go. Let's go.
That's the plan. Side out, and then Toby Brand goes and gets a break point. Not 100% sure how they're going to get there, but the plan sounds good from the German perspective. Their first role is to handle the serve of Micah Ma'a. Potentially the short serve, trying to slow down Toby Brand in position 1.
USA is at match point. Block is good. Jeff Jendrick denying Massa for the winning point as Team USA wins in 4 against Germany.